Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. It's Monday morning, and I feel good. Do you feel good, Wolf?
Yeah, in a way. I just wish the market started a little bit better this week, so we can have a happier faces, I suppose.
Well, we lost the football. My
And
kids.
you're happy, which is nice.
I'm happy. My kids lost their basketball final. These things. It's only a game, Wolf.
Yeah. Exactly. You're probably under your bed crying all night after the English game.
Yeah, I was really. But anyway, c'est la vie. Anyway, viva la France. And or can I say viva la Morocco?
You could say viva la Morocco, and let's hope they cause another upset.
Yeah, no. I think, come on, it's been a bit boring, the World Cup. So wouldn't it be great if a country like Morocco could win the World Cup?
Yeah, and it just shows, right? Team spirits, how far it can take you, right? If you've got that mongrel in you, great defending, get on the counter. I mean, England could learn a lot.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. But one thing about Morocco, which is obviously why they're so good, they've got the ex-Wolves player, Saïs, is playing for Morocco.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, who's...
World Cup, here we come.
Here we go. Wolverhampton Wanderers are going to win the World Cup. All right, Wolf, let's get down to business. So, great weekend. We did a great Cincinnati event. So thank you for all those people attending. But today, and I'm looking in the camera, I'm saying this, very important. Not enough of you are using Ask the Analyst Live. I think, well, Wolf thinks it's the best thing that we do because all these stocks that you own, you can ask me and Wolf every week, twice a week, on Tuesday at 7 o'clock or Friday at 12 o'clock. Dave, am I following the Cincinnati system? Should I be in them? Okay, I'm long on this. Where's use it? It's so important.
But Dave, isn't it great bouncing ideas off each other, right? Us two and all our members. I mean, it's brilliant because we can discuss, we can dissect, and if something we don't know, someone comes up, oh, but you guys, did you know that? And we go, oh, well, actually, no. Because, let's give us an extra dimension into the whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we do steal ideas off you all. I mean, but
that's part and parcel.
That's part and parcel. We'll give you a bit.
On the bottom line, we'll steal ideas from you, right?
Yeah, you give us a bit, we'll give you a bit. That's how we do it. This is the life, isn't it? But it's absolutely brilliant. So you need to be there because every time we do the Cincinnati event, we learn the importance of following the system, following the process, and that is what's really hard. And to be honest with you, every time me and Wolf make our little hiccups, it's because we think we're better than the system. So every time we do the event, it just reminds us to keep into the system. Now, Wolf, we've got some announcements today. So
that's right.
AUB, which I know you like the story, right? So it had a move up, had a really nice move up. It's sort of, it looks like it's going to come back down to 22, and maybe 22 will decide if it's going to swing higher or not. When you read that announcement today, do you think this stock can go higher?
Yes. Do I think in the short term it can go lower? Yes. So there's the answer for you. I think today's announcement was one of those reassuring in a way because I think they said there's a little bit of conjecture about some of the analysts out there having a fairly wide range of ideas of where we're going to come up with our earnings, right? So they've just started to go, okay, well, guys, we'll show you where the earnings are. So they split it up in two halves. So they reiterated their guidance, but all they did was just give you more information about how it's going to go from one half to the next. So for me, I didn't see anything in that to scare me away. Just give me a bit more confidence that it might come back and swing higher later down the track. So it's a hold for me long term.
And maybe Wolf, just moving with the general market, let's have a look at the ASX 200, which it's had a run. And we did say halfway through last week, I said on Einstein, I think it just looks like it's going to come back down to trend over the next few weeks. So maybe, unfortunately, we're not going to get that. Well, we've had a bit of a Christmas rally a bit early this year. I think maybe just come back down to trend. But me believes, Wolfie, I reckon by January we're going to retest. We're going to go higher in January, maybe retest that 7,500. So possibly just an opportunity somewhere around that 7,000 to
look
get
at your favorite stories, and maybe there'll be an opportunity to have a little nibble like these.
Yeah, thanks, Wolfie. Now NTO increased offer. So the
Yep.
offer's up to
By
250.
surprise, the market was saying that. It wasn't that.
Are they taking it, Wolf? The offer?
I think they're going to go through it first before they do anything. They did acknowledge they received that 215 offer, but the market's already going to 20, going, no, there will be another one. There'll be another higher offer somewhere. And look, Dave, we always stick to our guns saying this is way too cheap at $2 or even under $2. It's got to go probably close to 250 at the very least. And that's where it's heading, right? So step by step, we're getting to that 250. Will another party come in? Are these two parties are going to fight it out? For the moment, they seem to be. So 215 is the deal at the moment, but the market's saying, guys, we think there's going to be a higher one.
All right. Now, Wolf, was there anything else you want to talk about, announcements that came out today, or shall we go for Einstein's?
Well, before we go through Einstein's, can we go through actual FN Arena? There's 3 stories that I want to go through quickly because we follow them, and yeah, that's good reading anyway. Let's start with Aristocrat first, please. And we've got Citi as a buy, even though it's pulled back with the markets and a little bit of uneasiness from no guidance given post results. I'm still happy with it. They've reiterated the guidance. They haven't changed anything. The rating stays the same as a buy with a 41.20 price target. Yeah, and they're saying this the company's pretty good. So that's what it looks for me. I'm not too worried about it for the moment. It's got to hold that 33, 70, 50 or whatever, I think, for me before. Otherwise, you probably, as a trader, you probably have to let it go.
Well, to be honest with you, you wouldn't be looking.
We should be out already, right?
Yeah, listen, like you say, there could be a trade in it, but you know what you're saying, Wolf? It's most probably going to hold this long-term trend line on the monthly.
Yep.
And maybe if you've got that long-term point of view, you could buy it from the monthly if it can hold there.
Yep.
But certainly, it just as a long-term story, I totally get it. Short-term, I think methinks there's better stories to trend, Mr. Wolf.
All right. Definitely. So next one, Macquarie has updated the iron ore prices. So they've short-term iron ore prices gone higher for them. So we're going to go with on Macquarie's updated the iron ore prices for the companies they follow. So not Macquarie itself, looking at Macquarie and the companies. So let's start with BHP, outperform and price target at $50. So that looks not too bad from that point of view. There might be a little bit more in it if iron ore keeps heading higher. One of ours, Dave, CAA, very interesting, huge move to the price target from $5.50 to $7. So they've listed it significantly. They've listed the iron ore prices for all these miners, right? However, they said the costs are the ones that's problematic, right? Especially the higher cost producers. So they are worried that the high and oil price are not going to help some of these companies, right? Because the costs are going higher than the actual iron ore prices are going higher. So we got to watch these pretty carefully. But anyway, they've moved that one quite significantly.
Well, Wolf, you know what? They're still making a bunch of cash CIA. We're trending this. We're winning at the moment. I think we're targeting just under that 8. I think we'll get it, Wolf.
All right, let's go to FMG, and this is the one the opposite now. This is I outperform, so I sell for FMG from Macquarie. They've moved the price target from 14.50, so that was pretty low, to 17, but it's still way under obviously the current share price. So they're thinking that this is going to be maybe one that might suffer a bit more.
I'll tell you what I don't get. I don't get in some ways the negativity, because with the iron ore prices holding up as strong as they are, they could at the moment. FMG is still giving you a 10% div, correct?
Yeah, it is. But I think what to me, the thing, what it looks like is that the iron ore prices are going up on not facts, but possibilities that China is going to open up because of they're relaxing the COVID rules. So I think it's a lot of that iron ore prices have been priced in if China opens up, right? Then this is the problem here is, okay, where to from here for iron ore prices? Can they go higher? Possibly. We've seen this, crazy iron ore price moves from 100 to 200 before, right? But I don't know. I mean, you just got to take it a little bit more caution around, especially when whole globe is going down the path of recession, right? So we got to take notice of that. So just be careful with your trading on all these iron ore price companies.
I agree, Wolf. And iron ore can be pretty volatile. But surely, Wolfie, the problems that Vale have got in Brazil, and the cost of the cost of them now shipping their iron ore to China, the Australian producers are still in a very, very strong position. Surely.
They are. But the question is, has that been priced in? Has that already been priced in with this move up? And this is the thing. I don't know. It has a move, but it hasn't moved on facts. It's moved on. I think it's moved on possibilities, like I said.
But you know what the great thing is? You don't need to know. You just got to follow the charts.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much. All
right, fair enough.
All
that's why we pay you the small bucks, not the big bucks.
Yeah, that's why I get my Mars bar on the table.
All right. So that's for those. Let me just see if there's anything else on F1 Arena to see that we should really have a quick chat about. And no, so I'll leave it at that. One more is Iluka. I just want to quickly go through Iluka with Macquarie. And they've got a nice price target of 12.50 on that. We like the story, of course. So we've got one of our strongest stories, and it's still looking okay. So that's still a hold, possibly fundamentally, right?
Yeah, and technically it's above the water level. It doesn't look too bad, does it?
Okay, that's it from me from F1 Arena and from the announcement. What have you got? Let's go through your Einsteins, please.
Well, I've got a few to have a look at, Wolf, and we've sort of gone through them a little bit. We had some buy signals, and again, we had MCM. We had a look at these. Were actually a really nice buy signal. So I'd be interested to see if there's any news coming out this week on that one. And MTC had a little buy signal. I mean, it's actually not looking too bad, is it? It's sort of holding a really nice trend, and maybe it's on the way to that 45. And CRN, which is again, quite a nice looking chart, Wolf, and it's actually trending. It's a little bit volatile, but it is a big dividend payer. But again, the coal prices, although this being largely coking coal, I mean, they're holding up, right? And not looking too bad. I mean, if I looked at some of the other coal stories, which today is a bit of a sell-off, but I think New Hope could go higher this week, and maybe Yancoal as well. I think they're looking pretty good. But really, we got the same old, the ones that we've had on the last few weeks. I think AGI looking good. I noticed there's a story. Metcash is actually up today, bucking the trend. And I think you can see why a little bit, can't you? Market's getting a little bit nervous. Nothing like a good dividend stock, I suppose, in a good staple in foods. We had SM1, which is again holding up quite well still late. I mean, I quite like that chart where it's poked its head up, and it could possibly have a little bit of a run. We still got CIA up there. We like LAU, which I think is going further. And as one of our guys on the course pointed out very nicely to us, we had a little buy signal on the daily. So, possibly, the market had a little bit of a sell-off this morning, Wolf. So maybe an opportunity if you want to do the LAU trade, is come back down to that 65 to give it a go. Like you said, Luca, I think looking reasonably bullish. I liked the risk reward on, let me go back to the weekly. I like the risk reward on Newcrest actually, Wolf.
And look at the gold, looking at gold. So obviously weekend, there was not, the markets weren't open for gold, but it finished nicely on Friday. I have to say that was a great finish. And this morning just had a slight, weakish start, but I think it's sort of worked itself back to that $1,800. So hopefully by the end of the week, we get the push that gold over $1,800, and we'll see those gold prices keep going. Sorry, gold stories keep going higher.
Definitely, and possibly again a little bit like some of these other stories. Maybe it's a little bit of an opportunity this morning with that little bit of a sell-off. We had the hot stock SFR. Really like the whole story around this, Wolf. Really like the feeling and the story about copper at the moment, and it just feels, doesn't it, that copper. When you listen to all these companies around the world just talking about, they believe there's going to be huge shortages with copper next year. SFR is it's in the prime. It's a prime candidate to take advantage of it. Again, BDM. We had a little 10% move, but diamonds high risk, but high rewards if it comes off. DKM, I think, was up 3 or 4%. So we're having a few winners and a few stories of bucking the trend. One, I know you like to go through Einstein and try and pick one you like. And I'm thinking, is this the one you like, Ridley? From a fundamental point of view, because I know sometimes, Wolf, you will take the chance to buy a good story when it hits a trend line, although it hasn't jumped above the trend line. Yeah. And if you actually look at the consistent pattern that Ridley's produced over a reasonably decent period of time, it's trading at 188. You've got a stop loss, okay, at 182 by the end of the week, but possibly could go back and revisit that 220 level.
Love the risk reward here, Dave, and it's exactly what I'd be doing, right? If I'm looking for a nibble on a good story that's come back to the trend lines, RIC ticks the boxes right here beautifully.
Okay, so maybe listen, there's a trade for people today to have a look at it. A good risk reward, but remember, by the end of the week, if it's below that sort of 184, give a little bit of leeway, say maybe 182, 181, somewhere around there, then sell it. But there could be a good risk reward. Again, a good story, Wolf, that has delivered all this year. So a few ideas there. Again, the market's down today. Some stocks bucking the trend, and safe trading. And Wolf, what are you doing today? What are you going to do? Go down?
Can I just say something? I read something on the weekend. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm not sure if you saw that article. Was that in the UK, a new form of therapy for cancer was applied to a 13-year-old girl who had leukemia, using gene editing. And from what it looks like, she was, pretty much uncurable cancer, very aggressive, and now she's in remission after being.
Yeah, I've seen that young 11-year-old girl or something.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, can you imagine? The thing is, what is the gene editing therapy? And you know what? This is something we talked about previously. This is the CAR T therapies that they use. We've got 2 companies in Australia that do that. They are progressing along, and I know the charts probably are not great, but it's something to put on your watch list for later down the future, so you remember what these stories are. And the 2 stories are PTX, right, and CHM. Those are 2 CAR T companies that we've got on ASX that dabble in this gene therapy, the CAR T therapies. And I tell you what, it's unbelievable. If you can cure cancer, this is going to be a huge space. And like I said, it was very promising anyway at the beginning, and it's just the first proven way of curing. Holy moly, these things could really, over the next 5 to 10 years, completely change medicine potentially.
Okay, so you've got PTX, Wolf, which is not trending. And what's the other one?
CHM.
CHM.
Yep.
And you've got CHM, which again, they're not trending, but what I'd suggest, get those on your watch list. Yep. And as soon as we start seeing them have a move and a trend, and if they get some news out. This is
just going to get louder and louder and louder over the next 2, 3, 5 years, I reckon, because of what's just happening in the UK and this new field of CAR T or gene editing medicine. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, could it grow your hair back again, Wolf?
Dave, I'll be the first one to put my hand up. No, I like going bald, actually. It's not bad.
No, we like you with your bald hair. What are you on about?
Exactly.
I'll be joining you in about a year. All right. On that note, thank you very much, guys. See you. Bye-bye.
All right. Yes, bye.